Hi. Today the main topic is what is the design system. Yesterday, I talked about the abstraction of the design system. So what do you mean abstractions? I talk about the definition of a design system, and I talk about what this really design system looks like in terms of like some kind of architecture. I talk about the atomic design architecture, and based on that, I describe why is the design system is hard based on that. And I talk about how Netflix did and how like other companies did. But today I'm just gonna talk about the kind of how to implement design, the design system. But before you have to understand about design system, you really have to know about how to name those your variables, example or tokens. Um, if you're trying to make some kind of token using these variables, there's always kind of rule of it. Like example, MDS space one. I know this is kind of really like kind of weird or is gonna make you confused, but the thing is that the MDS is just the it's just the simplified name of my design system. So you can just name your own design system using that. So this MDS is part of here. How about space? Space is actually the part of this category. And this one is part of this modifier, not modifier, not this part. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, here, the scary thing. So this is really how you name your basic tokens. But the thing is that it's really hard. It's really hard. The reason it is hard because you have to know about the exact things about your object, the base modifier namespace. You have to care about those kind of components. You have to name. You have to make yourself to decide which is the component or which is the element of it. Example, is the button is the component is the or the element, or moreover is the pop over is the component is or is the element, and also, and you have to care about the state. Is the hover like button hover or just button disable is a state or not? You have to just care about those kind of things. So which means that you really have to understand those kind of some kind of small piece of your components that you want to design. Example, you have a fancy button. Your button associated with some kind of tokens, right? So for the first thing is gonna be your name or the system or domain. Let's say we just wanna use this name, just MDS. And next, the button we're trying to making is, let's say just a component. It's just a fancy component rather than the HTML button. Let's say just component, but we're not gonna name as a component. We're just name as the button because it is the component. And next, there's a category of it. I know this category is really hard concept, but it's just the kind of the color, the background, those kind of things. And let's say button color. Category is gonna be color. And next, the variant. Let's say you want to make it like primary variant, and that's the token we made. So that means that we in our design system we have a like fancy button, and next we're just gonna decide our color into color that is the bar is primary. It equals to some kind of value, for example black or red or those kind of things, and it's gonna be red. So which means that there's so many bar in the button. It's gonna be secondary or primary or the ghost or link, and those kind of things is really make you confused. But basically, it just copying your, it just same as your button variant, because if you look at the how Radix chassis and UI the buttons looks like, they have their own variant. So which means that we just gonna make it the same as the burn variant, the props. What I mean, parameter props. We can just make it like here. So this is the token that we're gonna be used in button, the primary button, the color of the primary button. And I know this is a really kind of hard thing because you have the rule of yourself, and even though you have the rule of your specific token, you have to care about some kind of design thing. So this is how you kind of name the tokens. Let's just like go really deep. Basically the purpose of design system is it has to be some kind of reusable. I not mean reusable. It means that if you make some kind of design system, it should be used in web application, your website or your web app, or some kind of your iOS or Android. It could be used in other dimensions. So I'm just gonna try to draw it for you. So here we somehow made the design decision, and next we have to make it as a data. This is the data, right? So we have to make this into some kind of specified syntax to show it like this. So after that, we just have to make it token data, and next we have to convert into some kind of syntax, or that we can use in web or iOS or Android. So that is why there's such a thing as single source of truth in this kind of design system token. When we define some kind of our tokens data, this has to be consistent. What do you mean consistent? You have multiple token of data, and that means that you have to this web application or iOS, this and Android has to care about those kind of variables. But rather than care about like lots of data, we just have to make it into one simple, with a consistent, a very well structured. We have to make it like really make it structured, consistent data, so that we can just use it into web or iOS and Android. But the thing is that how we make this token data, right? So we are trying to implement a design system, but the thing is that how? I researched some kind of, I saw a lot of blogs on it, but I think this is the really good way. We're gonna use token. We're gonna declare our tokens into using YAML. It's just the syntax of the file, like JSON of it. But the thing is that the difference with the JSON is it's really easy to read and easy to make it. What do you mean easy to make it? If you want to make some kind of MDS button color primary data here, and let's say we have a button YML, and here just YML is really simple, and you can just make it button MDS button color primary, and that's gonna be like, you have to specify what a value, but there's no red like here. It's really simple. MDS, your design system name, and button, the company you have to make, and the color, the category you have to care about, the primary, the variant that you're gonna care about. and then finally is the is the value, the red. It's really read is sorry it's really easy to read, right? But the thing is that web or some kind of iOS and Android can understand YML. That's a very sad part, but you can just rely on the some kind of library that converts into YML and to the JSON. Sorry, not the JSON. We can just make a script to convert this YML into JSON. And after converting into JSON, we can use libraries such as star dictionary. The star dictionary is the tool that make it as a make it how to say it? Make it as a file that this environment can use it. If you target the web, you're just gonna create the CSS file or JS file or the CSS file. If you target on the iOS or Android, I think it's gonna be XML, those kind of syntax of it. And Star Dictionary is the one who converts into web, iOS, Android, and that's really good. So let's turn to recap of it. You wanna make some kind of design system. First, you have to take care about how to name a token. MDS, button, color, primary thing, and after that, you know your target. You just have to make it like splitting in this kind of part, and you can just declare this your tokens into YML because YML should be your data. And after you declare your tokens in your specific YML, we can just run the script that converts into YML to the JSON because Star Dictionary only cares about JSON file. And after that, we can just run Star Dictionary to convert into web or iOS or Android. I'm trying to make a web like design system for the web service, so I'm gonna make a CSS file, and of course, it's really easy to use it. And moreover, my approach is like this. The technology is really rapidly changing, and also this interface is also changing. But the thing is that there are good libraries about declaring the style, rather than putting just CSS file or some kind of SCSS file. We can use CSS in JS library to make it type safe, and yeah, it just make it type safe, and we can manipulate this style based on the JS, and that's gonna be efficient, right? And based on that, we can just map this CSS file into interface that we wanna use. Example, CSS in JS library have their own interface, and we can just convert into some kind of that kind of library using another script file. Yeah, I think this is a really simplified version of how to implement a design system. It's a really simplified version, so if you wanna go deep into it, you just have to like study more about it. So this is it. Have a sorry, my English is not working. Have a nice day. See you next time. Bye bye.